looking splendid. VP Racing Fuel Broadcast Centre online. 50 IMSA drivers lined up, ready to go. The green flag is in the air. Fantastic jump by the Turner BMW down towards turn 1 for the first time. 50 GT Le Mans cars. Was there 6 wide there behind the leaders going into turn 1? I think there was. 24 shuffled back just a little bit there. One of the BMW drivers, and already there's been a shot. That was one of the 20 Porsches in the race. Didn't quite catch who that was. Don't know if you guys picked it up there. 90 minutes on the clock, and there's a tap at the front of the field, and a new leader. The BMW went very sideways from Turner Motorsport, the number 96 car there, Tyler Cook, Robbie Foley, excuse me. But what was the BMW? It was Jesse Kron who was going backwards a little bit there. Mark Allen in the 104 car right up the front of the field. Watch the Porsche Young shootout in the off-season, won both the US and the Canadian versions of the Cup. Oh, and who was that off? Oh, that's what, was that Prio?
Prio, yeah.
That was Prio, I think, and there was a Porsche involved as well. So Sebastian Prio all of a sudden down to 11th position. Who else was involved there? He's dropping further down. Huge shunt. With that's Mark Allen again.
Getting in the way of the
That's
black.
Mark Allen, who was being lapped for a 3rd time and going airborne. Let's go back to that incident at turn 7 and see if we can work out what was happening. It was the battle for 7th position. The worst coloured Porsche leading them out was Daniel Morad, and then Highstand tries to come to the right-hand side down the outside. No, he just got on the dirt. He just got on the dirt with his left-hand Michelins, and the car spins around. There was no contact, so there should, in theory, Nick, be no damage to that car.
He'll be very lucky. He'll have taken a couple of % off his tyre wear, which is with the obviously the rears wearing heavier in the Porsche, is going to be more of an issue. He may have lost himself a lap or 2 of fresh tyres, but he got away with that on another spin.
No. This time it's Morad. Daniel Morad from 7th position in the number 7. So Ken Cook's made up 2 positions there without having to do laps. So 22 to go from here. And getting through the traffic, always an issue in these longer races. Nicky Katzberg, was there a little bump with a fellow BMW there? Oh, there was. There was indeed. Nicky Katzberg coming through turn 4 and into turn 5. Just a little bit of a tap.
And you could see on the rear view TV screen the damage the car had. It was missing its entire front splitter.
Brilliant stuff so far through turn 17 at the moment, side by side.
Chase and Cook, Tyler Cook and Parker Chase.
A quick.
Oh, that was a bit naughty. Sorry, Ben. A bit of side-by-side action and a bit of blocking going down the front straight there by Tyler Cook, trying to hold back the 19 left, hitting each other in the rough.
Wow.
That's a huge one off the driver's right between 1 and 2, and neither of them are going to get away with that kind of incident. And indeed, there's steering damage to the 82, rear suspension as well on Tyler Cook's car, and it looks like Parker Chase is also in problem. Ben Waddell went through there, and now they are fueled to the end, but they haven't taken tyres, and then both of the leaders are in together as they come down the pit lane. Spengler from Katzberg, there's nothing between them on the pit lane as they look now. This one we're going to have to keep an eye on. Do the 2 BMWs take their pit stop and take their tyres, as also Ben Waddell and Corey Lewis have come into the pits. Tyler Cook, broadcast centre, in plenty of action.
The Albuquerque had this problem, I think, with Seco again.
So there goes the 103 down the inside. And gets nailed by the 84. That's extraordinary. So that was Albuquerque getting absolutely nailed at turn 17 into our virtual event this weekend. 16, call it 17 minutes to go. Ben.
John, we haven't had one of those sexy slow-mos yet. We've been waiting for them all race. It's nearly gone over an hour without a sexy slow-mo.
There's been too much going on, but now you've told Drew, I'm sure he'll do it. I'm predicting 8 laps to go. When I say I'm predicting, the computer software
Albuquerque in the pits.
Computing that, and Albuquerque's not getting to the end. He's one more stop, and this is fuel. So he's gone for fuel. So did he miscalculate the early fuel stop there? Well, that's all I can think. He's gone for tyres as well.
Perhaps his first stop was a repair.
Well,
a repair and a splash.
yes, could have been.
Of more importance, Bruno Spengler's had a very, very good lap in comparison to Nicky Katzberg. He gained 0.8 of a second, so he's now got a 3.1 second lead. So Spengler has literally the pin since the pit stop.
Big slide from one of the remaining Ferraris in turn one. That's the 108 of Nico Ronde. And
we haven't seen many Ferraris, have we?
No, and of course we lost one when Joao Barbosa, and if you're joining us late and didn't hit the Michelin Countdown to Green, Joao Barbosa out even before we got started. He had a sim rig problem. His steering wheel went down, and that took out one of the Ferraris. That's Nico Ronde in the Ferrari going very sideways through turn one. We had the sexy replay of that, got off in turn one and then went sideways, and masterful piece of avoidance, and then two cars behind. Oh my goodness me, that woke up whoever that was. Well, not quite enough. Drew, tell me what number that's one of the BMWs that went off, which I read. It's the 33 car, Gabby Chavez. Thank you, Drew.
Wow.
That woke Gabby Chavez up then, didn't it?
Yeah, and I think he lost the position.
And Ben, in terms of the Porsches, but they have not had the pace and Constanduris of the BMWs. It looks like a washout, a blue and white washout on the podium at the moment.
Yeah, what's slightly sad about that is that the Fords would have been very, very competitive as well, but we lost so many of them in accidents early on in the race. So unfortunately, we don't get a chance to see how they perform. Ferrari's not known to be the car to have, and therefore we didn't really see any top Ferraris. Porsche versus BMW, but BMW somehow have really sorted this one out. And it's a big, heavy car, but as you observed riding on board with Spengler and Katzberg, it's just so stable over the bumps and into those turns. Yeah,
I think that you hit the nail on the head earlier. There's been some impressive setup work made when we come into the last minute, because they are actually leading by 35 seconds before the first non-BMW car.
And that is then
and
the
that's
start.
Sage Karam.
Yes, it is Sage Karam, exactly, the highest rated driver. He and Shinja Mishimi, the only two with 5,000 or better averages in this race. They've played the tactical game, but they haven't had the pace. We're on the last lap now of the IMSA SuperSaturday event here on iRacing with IMSA Radio and IMSA TV, bringing the community together. What a cracker it's been. I really kind of wish we were going on for another couple of hours here to see more strategy playing out. We haven't had to do driver changes either as well, of course. This has been a single driver event. But from the drop of the green flag some 90 minutes ago, it has been all about BMW, and the guys at the front of the field, Spengler and Katzberg, have swapped positions, but other than that, they've not been challenged by anyone else without a Munich badged car. Final lap then, so let's take some final thoughts from you, Nick Damon, with half a lap to go.
It's just flown by, hasn't it? 90 minutes just disappeared without even realising it was happening. Fantastic performance by the BMWs, and I think, to echo what Ben said earlier, desperate bad luck for the Fords, and the Porsches have just made up the bulk of the cars. They do in every endurance race these days.
Well, 20 BMWs, 20 Porsches, 6 Fords and 3 Ferraris took the start. Actually, you can knock one of those Ferraris out. There was only 2, wasn't it, as Joao Barbosa? But it's only been about the 2 at the front. They're over 8 seconds ahead of the competition, and it will be Bruno Spengler who takes the IMSA Sebring SuperSaturday in style for the number 25 BMW. Hashtag stay at home. Goes across and wins it from his teammate Nicky Katzberg in second, and making it an all-Munich podium. That will be the number 24 of Jesse Krohn, 8.5 minutes back. Sage Karam is the best of the rest.